Welcome back to the Wrestling Guild. My name is Chris Mary Holtman. With me, I have the man of the hour, a tower of power, Mr. Nick E. Anderson. How are you doing, Nick?
I'm doing pretty good, just chilling, it's just Sunday, just chilling, taking it easy,
Hanging with
recharging my batteries, and
hanging with the fam?
Hanging with the fan, that's correct. Yeah.
That's good. Well, as I said, this is the Wrestling Guild, a proud presentation of the SLTD Wrestling Podcast Network, brought to you today by a brand new sponsor, PowerSlam TV. PowerSlam TV just launched a month ago on iOS, Android, Apple TV, and Roku apps. They have already 2,700 hours of content from almost 90 promotions around the world. Promotions such as Over the Top in Ireland, Rev Pro in the United Kingdom, White Wolf Wrestling from Spain, Smash Wrestling in Canada, RLL from China, and US favorites like High Spots and CZW. Go into powerslam.tv to subscribe.
Wow, that's a lot.
That is a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff, so it'll only be cool. So, Nick, today we're going to talk about Bad Intentions, which...
Finally,
we were going to talk about it yesterday, but somebody hadn't done their homework. I'm not going to name any names, but we all know who it is.
Yeah. Whoops. All right.
So anyway, there's a lot of things going on because we're going to review Bad Intention. We have to review Impact from this week, and then the Night of the Dummies has premiered already, and also MediaCon, Impact versus the United Kingdom. So there's a lot of things going on.
We'll have to step it up.
And then sooner than later, Bound for Glory, it'll be at our door.
Holy shit, that's cool, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, and Impact are not resting on their laurels. They're already in Mexico. They've already done their Mexico tapings, and from what I've seen on social media, there's a lot of things. Our favorite Laredo Kid has returned.
Aww. That little guy.
Yes, that's nice. Well, let's jump into Bad Intentions. Personally, I thought that Bad Intentions was a better show than the Twitch special we reviewed last on Civil War. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I would say most probably the same thing. Yeah, I mean it was good. It was good. Bad Intentions. It was good stuff.
Good stuff, and I think, as I told you yesterday, I think the 3 final matches are like the best ones. Some of the best matches that I've seen in a long time, actually. To be honest. But let's do it like we always do it when we review a pay-per-view, is that we'll talk about each match, we'll give it a star rating, and then we'll kind of decide who we'd like to see in Impact Wrestling of the stars that we haven't seen before.
Exactly. Boom,
let's get in. It starts with Scott D'Amore and Don Callis, the actual vice presidents, the ones who run the show, are out presenting the show. That was kind of fun. I don't know. I think the commentary here was decent, but you really miss like a real play-by-play guy, like a Josh Matthews that can take like the serious aspect, because now it felt like Don Callis and Scott D'Amore, they were just like kind of riffing the whole time. There wasn't like, it all seemed a little bit confused.
Yeah. I mean, we have seen better commentaries before. Some like Impact episodes are really, really good. Some are worse, but yeah, I mean, definitely like you say, Josh, something like that. We needed a person like him.
Well, the first match we saw was tag team action. It was the Desi Hit Squad versus OVE. They don't have Gama Singh with them this time. Gursinder Singh says that he's going to say something, and he says it in his own language, whatever it is, if it's Punjabi or it's Hindi or it's Urdu, I don't know, one of the 1 million languages that they speak in India. Rohit Raju, obviously showing that he's not Indian, tells the audience to shut up in English. How did you like this match?
I mean, I think it was a good match. I think Desi Hit Squad, I think they stepped it up in this match and
Mm-hmm.
they kept OVE busy
Mm-hmm.
because OVE couldn't really chill as much as they used to do.
Yeah.
Like they always had to step it up as well and keep on the defense and attacking and whatnot. So I think OVE the Hit Squad stepped it up a lot. And it was quite hard hitting and some high flying moments. Yeah, it was good.
Do you think that it was more hard hitting and that Desi Hit Squad stepped it up because it was OVE? You know, we've seen Desi Hit Squad fight or wrestle tag teams that maybe aren't so serious, like, you know, KM and Falaba, kind of like more fun.
Mm,
We've seen them against Grado and Joe Hendry, which is also kind of like a comedy team. OVE is like one of the first actual teams that are, you know, a serious team, you know, a
mm,
badass team. Do you think
mm.
that had anything to do with it?
Well, most probably, I guess. I mean, if they step it up, if this is going stepping it up, OVE is going to step it up, and they're going to go even harder, more power. So yeah, I mean, it's most probably got to do with that.
Hmm. Yeah, I thought that this was a cool match. OVE win with a double stomp pile driver. I gave this 4 stars.
Mm. Oh, okay. Oh, damn. Oh, okay, that's cool. I mean, I'll most probably give it like 3.5.
Okay.
It was good. Mm.
Then we had an interview with. I don't think we need to talk too much about the interviews that happened.
Yeah.
They didn't really, but we had Alicia Toot talking to Channing Decker. Channing Decker, who we've seen before in the tag team, the Fraternity. We saw Falaba and the Stone Rockwell wrestle them.
Mm. Mm.
And we'll actually see the Fraternity on Impact.
Ooh, okay.
So
Well,
they were on Impact on this Thursday,
oh,
wrestling LAX. So
shit. Yeah,
yeah,
it was
so
good. Yeah.
yeah, Channing Decker was part of the Fraternity, but he was solo this time. So it was Channing Decker versus Clayton Gaines, and we've seen both of these guys before. We've seen Channing Decker, as I said, in the Fraternity, and Clayton Gaines, I believe we've seen kind of like in a 3-way or a 4-way, I want to say.
Mm.
How did you like this match?
Awesome match. Hard hitting.
Well, yeah,
Fast
wasn't it
paced.
though? I thought it was an awesome match. I thought that this was a really good match. I was pleasantly surprised because it seemed like both these guys were a little bit like younger, unknown guys.
Mm. Mm.
But
Mm.
I must say that both of these guys
And
brought it.
they had a lot of power as well to deliver. Both of them have the lot of power to deliver on.
Hmm.
So yeah, like you say, hard hitting, fast paced, and I think both did well, and they had a good teamwork in between each other. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think I liked kind of the hard hitting style. The one thing that I think that I'm gonna take with from Bad Intentions is how hard hitting most of the matches were.
Mm.
You know,
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
that I think I liked that a lot. Then we had in the end it was Channing Decker who defeated Clayton Gaines, which I didn't expect. I actually expected Clayton Gaines to win just because Channing Decker is a tag team wrestler, more or less.
Yeah.
But it
Mm.
feels like they see something in Channing Decker, really. He wins with the swinging gate. I gave this 4.5 stars. I thought that this was an awesome match, and I think when we talk about Impact, there's a lot to be said for the Fraternity as a tag team as well.
Mm. Absolutely. Yeah, I would most probably also give it 4.5 stars. Really good match. Wow.
Hmm. Sammy Callahan cut a promo saying that he was the draw, and OVE cut a promo about their win, saying that they were the best. They're obviously taking over everything, yada, yada, yada. Then we had Phil Atlas with a manager named Pasquale Di Papa. I
Oh
don't.
yeah, this guy.
I kind of wonder now who this guy actually is, because I can't imagine that he gets paid for being like the manager, because he actually doesn't do anything. He must be like some kind of behind the scenes guy, or
Yeah, I mean, with that name, I mean, who can take him serious? But yeah, I'm sorry to say, but yeah, I have no really clue. But I mean, yeah, he didn't really say much, right? I mean, he just came out talking here and there, and then he was gone.
hmm so it was Phil Atlas, who we've seen several times before.
Mm.
Um, versus Greg Osborne. And Greg Osborne, I don't know if we've seen him before.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really remember him. I don't know. Great.
So this was, how did you like this match?
Sorry to say, but I don't know. I don't know. It wasn't really a really nice match for me. I don't know. I mean, it had everything that it should have, but I think it was quite boring and short. I don't know. I mean, we really didn't get to see what the wrestlers had to deliver. It was fast-paced, but nothing else really. I mean,
Yeah, no, I thought that this was. I think there's a reason why a guy like Phil Atlas, who we've seen a lot, hasn't made it to any bigger stage. I mean, he might be a good like sound technical wrestler or a good worker, as they call it. You know, that he brings it and stuff like that. He knows the moves and he knows how to do them. He knows how to execute them. But in the end, I'm just not convinced. You know, this was easily the most boring match on the card. Unfortunately, and I don't know, Phil Atlas, there's no way Phil Atlas is listening to this, but I'm sorry, but that's how I felt. Greg Osborne tried to roll Atlas up with a magistral cradle, but Atlas somehow kind of gets out of it. It was a little bit of a sloppy finish. Atlas win. I gave it 3.5 stars just because it was a little bit above average, just because there were no real kind of like mess ups. But in the end, I just like this was nothing to write home about.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll most probably give it 3. Yeah, it was okay.
Then we had, Channing Decker talked about his goal was to go to the Impact roster. That's fine. Casey Spinelli, your favorite.
Mr. Spinelli Spaghetti, yeah.
Yeah, she was tired of playing second fiddle to all the other women. This is what I think is weird, though, because, I mean, Casey Spinelli is obviously one of the bridesmaids to Su Yung. So she has some status within Impact Wrestling, but we very rarely see her in Impact. I just put her on the roster already because, I mean, she's a good worker. I mean, she does good work. But it kind of wondering what the whole deal is. And it could be some kind of travel issues or whatever. Maybe she can't come to the United States. No, she's from New Jersey, so she's American. So I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Well, we can talk about that when we talk about the main event too. Well, we saw Casey Spinelli versus Kiera Hogan. How did you like this?
It was okay match. I mean, it was fast-paced, hard-hitting at some points here and there. I mean, but it just didn't do it for me. I mean, I found that match a bit boring as well. I don't know. I mean, I think it's because we've seen this before. It's nothing new and nothing fresh.
That is, I'll give you that, definitely. Also because most likely because we've seen Casey Spinelli before, and we've seen what she can do. I thought it was funnier last time we saw Casey Spinelli versus Madison Rain, where she kept yelling at Josh Matthews that he was going to be a widow and he was going to kill her, and she was going to kill his wife. That was more fun.
That was a lot more fun.
But it also, I think this match shows that Kiera Hogan is an excellent wrestler, and that Casey Spinelli is an excellent wrestler and has an excellent personality. Kiera Hogan hits the spinning fire fisherman buster for the win. I gave this 4 stars because I don't feel like it deserved anything less. It was definitely better than the Atlas Osborne match.
Actually, that is definitely true. So for me, 3.5 stars. Absolutely.
3.5 stars. Cool. There was an interview with Aiden Prince, who was interrupted by Ace Austin, who does a magic trick. Now, do you like magic in wrestling?
It was. You mean that one where the thing came out of nowhere? The stick?
No, that was that was later. This was in he had his card. He had Ace Austin had his had Aiden Prince pull out a card, and then the card was in his tights or something like that.
Aha. Oh yeah, that one. Where they were interviewing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Do you think magic has any place in wrestling?
If your name is Grado KM, then yeah.
Your name is Grado.
But I mean, I don't know. it's okay, but it just makes you'll be like in a category called funny and silly. You won't be like a wrestler like OVE, which is dead serious. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't, it's so. I mean, I ain't hating on anyone. I mean, sure, but it's okay, I guess. I don't know. What would you say?
No, I mean, I think you're right in a lot of ways that having like a magic gimmick, it kind of it limits you
Hmm.
to what you can do, and yes, that'll put you in some kind of category of a funny wrestler.
Hmm. Yeah,
But yeah.
that's it. Hmm.
So we had Ace Austin, Aiden Prince, and Dustin Quicksilver. Dustin Quicksilver, who we've seen. We saw him challenge Austin Aries for the World Championship.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Hmm.
and
Hmm.
yeah, this was a nice three-way dance. How did you like it? We saw
It was a good match.
we saw Ace Austin and Aiden Prince, right? No, Ace
Hmm.
Austin. It was Ace Austin, Zachary Wentz, and Trey Miguel against OVE last week.
Yeah, no, yeah. Mm. No, I mean, it was a good match. Hard hitting, high flying, fast paced. It had everything that you can really expect. Um, but it was, I don't know. Still, I didn't get that feeling. I don't know if it's still not something new. If I saw the same thing, but like I couldn't say like I was super interested in the match. I don't know. It was. I
I've
mean,
got
it had everything, but
I've got to say that you're being a hard ass this show. You got some because I thought that this was easily like the best match of the night.
really, oh,
I gave this 5 stars. I thought it was firing on all cylinders. It was a
oh.
perfect X Division match. The guys looked good, you know.
Mm,
They
mm.
looked like you and me.
Being no, I don't know. I was saying to myself because I'm roasting every single match after each other, and I'm like, am I on a bad mood? Am I stressed? Am I pissed off? I don't know. But
Are you just like, have you become, I don't know. Are you just, have you, I don't know. I don't know. Have you become a smart mark, as it's called?
no, I don't know. It was good. Like I said, it had everything you can expect it from, but I wasn't really interested in it. I don't know. So I mean, I can't really complain, really. I mean, like you say, they had everything: hard hitting, fast paced, high flying. So sure. I mean, but I don't know. I guess I'm craving for something fresh, something new moves. I
New
don't know,
moves. Um,
something.
okay, okay. I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. I thought that this was an excellent match. Aiden Prince wins with a 450, a different way of performing the 450, where he kind of like lifts his left leg and then does the somersault instead of doing the somersault with both legs up in the air. You know.
Uh,
So that was a little bit of a variation. I don't know if it was because he was supposed to have a bad leg because his leg had been worked over or what it was.
mm.
But yeah, so he wins. What did you rate this match then,
Uh,
Mister? I haven't seen anything new.
I'll give it 4. I mean, really. I mean, it was good. Like I'm telling you, it didn't really do it for me. I don't know. 4.
Four,
Only. Solid 4.
solid four,
Stone cold 4.
Stone Cold Four. Hmm? And then we had Stone Rockwell versus Holden Albright. Now this was something new and different, so I'm guessing you gave this 5 stars, or at least the
Hmm.
introduction.
Yeah, I mean, hard hitting, fast paced,
So
and it was
you're not gonna
really
talk
good
about
performance.
the Holden Albright's animatronic wolf mask.
Oh, with the whole thing
Yeah,
that went. I mean, it was not just a mask; it was even more like a mask. It went down to his chest as well. I don't know what was going on,
and he
but
could
I mean, he
move the
took.
mouth.
Oh yeah,
You see that because he
and
was
like
biting the
and
rope.
the lips, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was disgusting. Yeah, it
Did you
didn't do it for me. That didn't do it for me. I
did you
mean,
want him to wrestle with the mask on?
I would think that if he gets a punch or anything, something might get fucked up and it would look even more terrifying. So not properly. No, it would be better if he takes it off. And I'm I I kind of want to see the face of the wrestler I'm wrestling if I was the other guy. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Well,
yeah, I mean, good teamwork between them. Fast-paced, hard-hitting. It was good.
Yeah, in many ways, this was an old-fashioned wrestling match. I mean, there was no like high-flying moves. It was just solid, like two guys, two bruisers, just kind of like going at it, fighting each other. And it was actually fun to see Stone Rockwell more than just like to show what he could do. More than just being like this kind of comedy wrestler. Because obviously, as we said with Ace Austin, you don't want to you can easily get stuck in one place. And the question is, does Stone Rockwell want to get stuck in that place? Is that why he got into wrestling, so that he would only be like this comedy wrestler? But I don't know. But I mean, I think this was a fun match. Stone Rockwell wins with a roll up in the end, so we don't really know what his finishing maneuver is. Holden Albright, I thought, had a cool and interesting look after he took off his mask. I don't know. I don't think that it was deserved. I don't think that the crowd should have yelled that he should put the mask back on. But
but yeah, like you say, when I'm thinking about it, we're always seeing the Stone Rockwell as the like safari guy. That's always funny. But here he actually shows what he actually goes for, and he really delivered on that point.
So Stone Rockwell wins. I gave this 4 stars. Solid match, solid back and forth. What more could you ask for?
Exactly. I would say 5. I'm sorry. It did do for me.
It did do something for you.
Finally, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, geez.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, good stuff. We had some interviews, Tessa Blanchard, Kiera Hogan. Then we had the 3 final matches. Tessa Blanchard versus Giselle Shaw. We've seen Giselle Shaw once before. I recognized her. I didn't remember the name, but I recognized her once I saw her. How did you like this women's match, which was billed as a Knockouts Championship match?
No, I mean, this match, holy smokes. I mean, awesome match. And once again, Tessa delivered, as always. She always does that. I mean, holy shit.
Are you getting jealous?
I kind of. Because she always delivers.
And you never deliver.
Yes. What?
And you never deliver.
No, I never deliver. Sometimes, maybe once a year now. No, but I don't know. It's just me. I mean, she really does deliver every time.
Yeah, no, this was a perfect match, an excellent match. Everything correct done. We can't forget that Giselle Shaw also did her part in the whole thing. She was not, she's not a slouch. She definitely fired on all cylinders. Tessa Blanchard wins with a buzzsaw. I give this 4.5 stars. Where maybe I should have given it 5 stars, but I gave it 4.5 stars at the moment. I don't know if I was distracted or something, but whatever, it impresses me that the women do so well. Usually when you have a lot of men performing very well, and I'm not saying that women are worse than men or anything like that. It's just that when you have a lot of men who have hard hitting matches, you kind of still compare the men's matches to the women's matches that aren't that hard hitting.
Absolutely. No, this one 5 out of 5. I mean, holy shit. I mean, Tessa non-stop. There is no stop for her. She just goes up through the roof and goes to the next roof.
Yeah.
And the next apartment and the next roof. It's fucked up. Well.
And the thing is that she's going to be going up against. I mean, obviously she's going to challenge. She's already fought Kiera Hogan, once or twice. There are matches still for her to be had, once Rosemary comes back, and we'll have Taya Valkyrie and stuff like that. All of those things. But the question is, if they're going to keep, because I want to see them have Tessa Blanchard as the champion for a long time. I think she deserves it the way she is. I mean, who's going to defeat her right now? There's like the way she wrestles, it's like inconceivable that anyone would be able to defeat her. But they're going to have to bring in others. She can't be fighting Allie and Alicia Edwards.
Yeah.
And all those, again, they just need to bring in tougher and tougher challenges to her, and sooner or later, she's going to have to turn babyface, I think. Just because, and I think she does. I mean, if you look at like OVE, the reaction OVE got over the Desi Hit Squad, people were actually cheering for OVE.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's because Desi Hit Squad sucks.
Exactly. It's true though. I mean, life works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
No, but Tessa. Wow. I mean, she's like the new Rosemary. Holy shit. I mean, sorry to say, but fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Then we had P.D. Williams versus Michael Elgin. Michael Elgin, you haven't seen before, but I've seen him. I followed him for quite some time. He's regular in New Japan Pro Wrestling, but he was also, I saw him first in Ring of Honor, where he wrestled Davey Richards in an awesome match for the ROH World Championship. Elgin was in a bit of trouble because of something that he had done in his promotion or something like that. I don't know the details, but we're not here to talk about that. I thought that he was going to get a lot of flack for that, but no. Big Mike Elgin versus P.D. Williams. How did you like this match?
I mean, awesome match. Hard hitting. Both gave 100%, and especially PD. I mean, he really tried to take the win. I would say that Michael had the upper hand for most of the match, but PD really, really tried to take it back. He really gave like everything to take it back, but couldn't. But wow, really entertaining match, really nice. I like it.
I mean, they really gave everything, and there were several times when you thought that it was going to be over. I mean, the fact that P.D. Williams hit the Canadian Destroyer on a big guy like Michael Elgin, or that he hit him with a reverse Hurricane Rana, where he sat on his up on his shoulders and then kind of took him down across his head. It was, I mean, some crazy stuff going on. Crazy stuff in that match. And I mean, it went a lot longer than I expected it to. I mean, to be fair, I thought that this was going to be, I mean, I didn't know, I hadn't looked at the card to see how many matches were left. I would not have expected there to be when there was like 40 or whatever minutes left. I did not expect it to be 2 matches, only P.D. Williams, Michael Elgin, and Sami Callihan versus Josh Alexander. I didn't expect that at all.
Absolutely.
But this was an awesome match. It delivered. It was a definite. I gave it 5 stars.
5. Same here. Boom.
Elgin
Easy.
hits the spinning power bomb for the win.
What can I say? Beautiful. Nice.
Yeah, it was everything.
Cool.
I mean, it was really everything like a wrestling match should have.
Until we come to the next match, which is even better.
It was a cage match. Sami Callihan, the Death Machine, Sami Callihan, the Draw, as known, leader of OVE, versus Josh Alexander, the Walking Weapon. And it wasn't that. It wasn't that long ago that Josh Alexander announced that something had happened to his work visa. He was not going to be able to go to the United States to wrestle, which would obviously be the next step for him, seeing as he seems to be a mainstay in Canada. So he was just going to have to carve out his own path in Canada. So something has happened. He is not allowed to come to the United States to work, unfortunately. Because I see there's a big, because I've seen him before in other, situations. I always thought that he looked kind of goofy with that headpiece that he wears.
Oh, come on.
But I mean, don't you think that he looks a little goofy?
Go into detail. I mean, poor guy wants to have that. I mean, okay, I guess,
well,
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. So we've seen him before, Josh Alexander. They even talked about that he had tagged with Sami Callihan a while back. But now they're against each other in a cage match, and whoever wins was going to get a chance to challenge Pete Dunne, the bruiserweight, for the Defy Championship. So, did this match? I mean, this match had been hyped a lot before.
Mm.
Before it started. How did you like this match?
I mean, wow, what a match! I mean, come on. I mean, hard hitting, brutal, like really brutal. Like there's some sick people that performed this match like that brutal, fast paced, and a perfect teamwork. Both gave 100%, and they like really gave everything. And
I mean,
even though like Josh was busted right open, he still kept like fighting. I mean, holy smokes!
But this must have been your the first match for you with like real blood, right?
Straight up, yeah, that is true. Like here we see blood, not like those we see an Impact. There's a little blood drop on the ground. No, here we have seas of blood. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's a lot of blood.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely there was a lot of blood going on here. It was weird because Sami Callihan didn't get busted open at all. It was only Josh Alexander that got busted open. But I don't know if I would have wanted to see Callihan busted open, but I feel like there should have been some kind of tit for tat where he got busted open as well. But anyway, this was a brutal match. They were just killing each other in that ring. Josh Alexander goes for a moonsault from the top of the cage. Sami Callihan hits him with the stump pile driver where we thought that like that's got to be it. But it wasn't it. Far from it. Josh Alexander ends up winning the day with a spinning tombstone pile driver, which was not what I expected. I expected Sami Callihan to win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know. Josh, I mean, he looked so fucked up, sorry to say, but he looked so screwed and destroyed that I never thought he could actually take the win. But somehow, I mean, I think he like took up Sami and then boom, slammed him down to the ground and then just pinned him. So I don't know. I mean, Sami somehow just lost all power there, or?
Well, I mean, if you're going to get dropped on your head by a spinning tombstone pile driver, then you're going to be out. I don't see how you're going to jump up from that.
I'm going to be stoned dead. Oh shit.
So anyway, so that happened. That was the end of the whole show.
Mm.
So what would you rate Bad Intention? Oh, how did you rate this match, by the way?
6 out of 5.
6 out of 5? Yeah, something like that, definitely. If we just stick with 5s, it was a 5. But you want to give it in the upper echelon of 5.
Yeah, absolutely. Like 5 plus.
Övre skiktet.
What?
Övre skiktet.
Ja, precis. Övre skiktet, ja. Exactly. This is some Swedish jokes. Yeah, sorry guys. But
anyway, so
would we give it like a total then?
Yeah, what a total. I'll give this a strong, like a B plus or an A minus. This was probably one of the best, most solid cards that I've ever seen. The only one that really dragged it down was Phil Atlas versus Greg Osborne. And maybe that was fun if you were kind of more familiar with the story. Maybe there's a story between Phil Atlas and Greg Osborne. Or maybe if I knew something more of Pasquale Di Papa, maybe. I don't know. But yeah. It's hard to say. So I gave it a B plus or an A minus, somewhere in that area.
I'm most probably going to give it an A minus because I really think they really tried everything, and okay, they fucked up like one match or two, but all the other matches were really, really good. So for me, I'll give it an A minus.
Cool. And who would you like to see in Impact?
I mean, the thing is, Phil and Greg, no. Seriously, I would most probably say Josh. I mean, he's not too bad.
No, he knows
what to do.
Yeah, he knows what to do. I would like to see I was thinking I would like to see Channing Decker, and this Thursday I got to see Channing Decker at Impact. But I would like to see him. I would like to see him as a regular. So we don't know what that's gonna do. If the fraternity is just there because they were in Canada and they needed somebody. But yeah, that's it. So that was it for our review of Bad Intentions. Don't forget to check us out on anywhere that you get your podcasts, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Soundcloud, Stitcher, all of those places. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, PowerbombTV.tv, for all your streaming needs of independent wrestling. If you just support independent wrestling, then you'll know who these characters are that we talk about, especially when it comes to one night only. Then they won't be a surprise to you. There's a lot of wrestling out there, 2,700 hours of primo wrestling on Powerbomb.tv. Do you have anything else to add, Nick?
No, I mean, I'm just so impressed that it was really, really good. This episode was really, really good. Like, they made it good. Okay, you can't maybe, every single match can't maybe be a 5 or a 4. But I mean, most of them were a 5 or a 4.5 or something like that. So really impressed to say.
Yeah. So for Nick E. Anderson, my name is Chris Mary Holtman, and we'll talk to you for the next episode, which will be about Impact.
Boom.
Boom.